And there's the snap, early week snap, to the 10th Pianocast. This one is technically for July, but I was vacationing for my birthday, and I had the most beautiful sunset. It really played into the concept that I didn't know, which was your 25th year is your golden year. That day definitely was as golden as it could get, all puns intended. I just never seen a sunset that beautiful, and I look at a lot of them. I take pictures of a lot of them. And it plays into this concept of divine timing, because that was the only sunset that whole time I was out there that it was like that. Sometimes the universe, God, Elohim, Krishna, Allah, Jehovah, whatever you want to call it, they let you see how a 1 second difference of events could have changed your entire life, for better or for worse. And other times, to let you see the orchestration of something, the orchestration of what's about to come. Sometimes that's midway through it, other times it's towards the end. My birthday was a midway through one. About a month before my birthday, I didn't know I was going out to San Diego. And then all of a sudden, after a few messages, I was like, oh, I'm going out to San Diego. Thank you, God. Was not planning that. Was not planning to travel this year. Even before the shutdown and all this crazy stuff going on. I just wasn't planning it. And I realized that's not a healthy perspective to be in. I believe everyone should at least vacation once a year. Get away from your town. 2 hours away. Doesn't matter if those 2 hours are in a car or on a plane. You gotta go. Something that I realized in my vacationing was what I was vacationing from. Come back, I'm like, wow. I didn't realize I put so much on my plate. And I have a lot more to put on there. But I'm refreshed, so I can do it. And being able to see the orchestration sounds so mystical, has been so mystical to me since I was a kid. To be able to see the amount of blessings of things coming together so well. Sometimes for me and sometimes just for the people around me. To see the blessings, the coincidences, the synchronicities. And it's been that experience as a little kid. It's those experiences that made me believe in something higher than myself. Because it bewilders me, still to this day, on how sometimes things come together so well. And it gives me this overwhelming amount of gratitude. On my way back from my trip, I was realizing, man, I'm having a falling in love moment. Not with anyone particularly, but I can feel the amount of feel-good chemicals just rushing through my heart. And I realize the universe just took me through a honeymoon of a vacation. And I'm so naturally high off of it that I get really nostalgic when I get back home. Because life giving you a honeymoon experience, that is difficult to plan for. You can work towards something, you can have the vacation that you want, and you'll get what you want. Everything goes according to plan, and that's a gratitude of its own. But there's other times that, you just have a framework for what you want. And you let God, the universe, fill it in with His grace, her grace. And you just fall in love with it. But then there comes a day where you're not in that day anymore. Okay, honeymoon's over. But my experience has been, I just want to progress so much more. I want to do the things that took me discipline, takes so much less discipline to do it because I'm already tasting the rewards. It's not difficult to do some of the healthy things that were once upon a time difficult. So I wish for you that you're able to explore this relationship with timing. You don't even have to call it God, but there's just this relationship with time. And I think this is kind of where faith comes in, because it's like you're working on the things that you're working on. And you may not see the results right away. You may not see the benefits right away. But a year from now, 2 years from now, you get this honeymoon of an experience, and you're like, that whole time, this experience made it worth it. All that discipline, all that sacrifice was worth it. Because I could have not had the birthday I had this year or last year. I was in a completely different space. But I was not in the financial place, emotional place, spiritual place to have that experience. If I rushed that experience, I could have had it. Could have. But it wouldn't have been as magical as it was this year. It wouldn't have been to the caliber of my personal experience. And there's also this element of integrity, of authenticity, where it's a conversation with God and you're saying, this is kind of the framework I'm looking for. I'll let you take care of the rest. And that's kind of what we're doing with our habits, our everyday stuff. we build a strong framework that allows us to really enjoy whatever future experience we're going to have. Because let's pretend you're going to have this future experience regardless if you do your habits or not. Yet, person A doesn't do their habits, gets to that experience, meh, and it's a mediocre experience. They get what they want, but it's mediocre. And they have no idea how good it could have been. They maybe conceptualize it, but they got their cake, they got their treat, and they're satisfied. Versus person B who stays diligent, stays on top of progressing, stays on the improvement in the quality of their life. And then they get to that same experience. And not only is it delicious, but is it delicious in a way where you cry? Because it just tastes that much better, for whatever reason. This is my golden year, but I wish you a golden year for you. Whether that resonates with the golden rule, the purity of gold, meaning the purity of experiences, or just the rays of light that the sun brings into your life. Therefore, you become like the moon, reflecting it. And when you're full of that light, you become a full moon. People just look at you just like, wow. Regardless if they're big moon people or not, it's hard to not be taken away by a full moon. It's hard to not be taken away by people who have committed themselves to the improvement of themselves. Becoming the best version of themselves. And for each one of you that are on that path, I see it. And I can tell. And I tell from, in my perspective, I can tell. Because I look at you. And I smile. I'm like, wow. Keep it up. Keep it up. I wish you the best. Because it's so beautiful seeing other people blossom. The beauty of one flower does not take away the beauty of another. Different flowers, but when both are fully bloomed, they both get the same amount of, wow, look at you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll see you on the next one.